Hello, good day everybody, and welcome to the stream. How far are we from the end? Yeah, very far. very far. Although we have already been to 2 planets. So maybe we are closer to the end than that we are to the beginning. I certainly hope so. We are 338 hours in, 2900 days have passed on Nauvis, and evolution is above 99%, which on default settings is very hard to achieve naturally. I was watching Nuclear Warptorio. Oh, it's one of the first streams I did. I think the second one. The first was Crustorio, which kinda got lost halfway, or like the first half. I think Nuclear Warptorio was the second one, the non-cheese Warptorio, after cheesing it very hard on the edited video series. Right. What are we up to? Why are we researching stronger explosives too? That seems like a useless technology. Well, it is. It is very useless. In normal gameplay it's not useless though. This is a key technology in normal gameplay, as this is the technology that unlocks grenades one-shotting trees. Very important in the early game. But for us it's useless, except that it's somehow a prerequisite to Rocket Turret, and Rocket Turret is a prerequisite to Aquilo. So yes, we actually need to research stronger explosives too. We are currently at the stage where we are reworking the base for 2k SPM. It looks like we're already there, but it's not really true. We have 2k SPM red and green signs, but military signs and blue signs are not yet up there. So we are alternating between red-green military and red-green-blue technologies. So we can make it look like we've got 2k SPM already. Or at least we can research at 2k SPM already by switching technologies. Today we're going to work on getting 2k SPM of blue signs, I suppose. And 2k SPM space signs as well, since every blue technology which we still need to research comes with a space science requirement, I think. Actually, there's not that much left. We're gonna need some Vulcanist signs pretty soon as well to get like asteroid reprocessing. We need a lot of stuff, man. My research pace is too fast at 2k SPM. I cannot keep up with technology, even though it's 1000 times science cost. It's absolutely horrible. Was the 3D printing cheese? Yeah, kind of. In the end it was the 3D printing cheese, yeah. But we did a lot of cheesing basically, like not building an above ground area, so it didn't really matter how many enemies attacked you because they couldn't warp downstairs. There are some things we need to keep an eye on though. I think currently blue science production is actually kind of sucky. Yeah, it's going down over the last hour, because with 2k SPM of red and green signs going, the iron from space is no longer sufficient, and my iron pipes are just empty. So one of the things we need to do is mine some iron from planet Nauvis again. We've been running on iron from space for like 50 hours or so. Or longer. We have literally not mined iron on Nauvis except when we were reconfiguring some belts and whatnot. But we are not mining iron on Nauvis at all for the last 50 hours or so. That worked great for 1k SPM, but for 2k SPM we can't. We can make more platforms, but we cannot extract more iron at the moment. And I think we're going to shift away from iron from space entirely at some point. The part of the playthrough where it was useful to have iron from space is kinda going to fall behind us, as we're about to also build up yellow signs, which we need for artillery. And yellow signs is very copper reliant, so we're going to need to match copper production with iron production, which means, well, we need to, for every copper patch we need to claim, we'll get 1 iron patch for free, as they kinda spawn at the same rate, so it does not really help as much anymore to get iron from space later on. And we're going to need to bring in other science packs instead from the other planets. Those all need to be output as well. I'm planning to not use bots for that, so we'll probably shift away from iron from space. That's the expectation. But I think even before that we're going to fix military science. Not really fix, but at least all of my iron is coming from space at the moment. It is for free. And the copper we're mining is coming from big mining drills. So actually we're mining out the center over here at the moment. The thing that is not coming from big mining drills at the moment is stone. And we are literally mining 8 belts of stone. And smelting that into bricks to make like 850 military science per minute. And all of that stone is being mined by the old mining drills. So just by putting rare mining drills on the stone, we will already increase the longevity of the stone patches we have access to. Stone is actually probably the most limiting resource on Nauvis, so I think it kind of has priority to change it out for big mining drills. We are mining from 5 stone patches at the same time. This thing is almost completely depleted already. Right, but I think even faster, since we are running, since blue science is suffering, I think I'm just gonna artificially throw some steel and some things that can take it. Yeah, we're doing 470 SPM because of insufficient iron. So I'm just gonna grab some steel from my bank. I should have a lot. 500k, yeah, that's a lot. We're gonna just throw like a couple inventories into engines and maybe something into red ammo as well. That will hopefully make the steel producers idle, at least for a while. And that means iron pipes can fill up again and we can actually supply iron to pipes and gears and red and green signs over here. That's the starter plan for today. We'll see how it goes further. Yeah, 1000, it cannot keep up. The normal game progression, you cannot keep up with tech. Even if you just build like a 45 SPM base, you're gonna tech way faster than you can like build all the infrastructure and connect it. At 1000 times science cost, you'd maybe expect that not to be the case. I expected that for sure. But it turns out all of your builds need to be so much larger, and especially in the early game you had to build everything by hand. Designing takes a lot of time as well. And because of the fact that everything needs to be so much larger, it still takes quite a bit of time to do all of that stuff. And 2k SPM is blazingly fast for for my doing. All right. Yeah, let's get started. I think let's get started. We don't have artillery just yet. We need it on Vulcanus. Requires yellow signs. We're gonna go to Vulcanus first. Though we're gonna skip Fulgora. We're probably gonna unlock Productivity Module Mark III. Still not getting started. I missed that Productivity Module Mark III was not a big detour at all. I saw that required captivity for 1 million. And then 300k for the module. 300k is not a lot, but 1 million kinda is. But turns out captivity is required to get biolabs. So that means Productivity Module Mark III is no longer a big detour. If we use Productivity Module Mark III for all the Fulgoran signs, then we can produce like 1500 SPM or so instead of 900. Which means it's no longer lagging behind the other science specs as much. Which means we don't need to start early to build up a giant stash. Which means we can go to Vulcanus first and get our hands on artillery, asteroid reprocessing, maybe coal liquefaction, maybe speed module for 2 million, maybe turbo belts. Vulcanus has a lot of good technologies, man. So we'll see how that goes. At least we'll have something to research if we are... Because I'm gonna run out of things to research at the pace I'm making progress. So it would be good to get Vulcanus up, and a lot of these technologies do not require yellow or purple signs. You can just make Vulcan signs and research those. So yeah, we'll see. But first we need to get the Nauvis part under control. So let's go. End of stream save. Yeah, I basically have 2 signs per minute compared to default settings, and I cannot keep up. Where am I going? Steel. Yeah, we're gonna do steel stuff first. This is my territory. We might need some chests and inserters and maybe a power pole. First thing, we're just gonna throw engines full of steel. Engines is a 10-second recipe. So a stack of steel should last like more than 15 minutes. You can fit even more than a stack, 120 steel. Alright, that's one inventory of steel. I don't know how my base works. Where is my steel? It's over here. Who built this thing? Some people say I did. I have no recollection of those events. I do not remember being involved in any of this. I deny everything. I did. This is a lot faster though. Alright, so that steel comes from these two. The steel that goes down goes to military signs. Looks like the top side of the belt is blocked, so I need the bottom side of the belt, which means I need output steel over here. And I need two belts as well. Right. Do I have two belts anywhere? Yes. For now. We can borrow those. We need even more belts. One more. Maybe two more. I think we're gonna move this to the back. That doesn't do anything. And it's fine. It's fine. Let's grab some more steel. We'll fill up those chests. That should help a bunch. Do we do the same for engines? Maybe we'll do the same for engines. Alright, so that's a lot of steel. We could do this as well. That should get prioritized over the foundries themselves, at least if we draw off the left side of the belt here. We'll throw some more steel in there as well. That is really going to help keep science production going. And I'm still in denial of the fact that I won't be able to keep up with science. Still want to try to keep science production going as fast as possible. Where's all my stuff? I cannot find nothing, man. Alright, one more inventory and that should be good. Am I already playing a legendary logistic bot? I'm not sure. Maybe. Alright. How much steel did we spend from that 500k? 60k steel. Okay, I think that's alright. So what we should see happening now, yeah, is this is starting to back up. Looks like we're outputting on the wrong side of the belt here. We can do like one of those flippy floppy things. Alright, so... that doesn't work here. Supposed to be to do it around the outside. That doesn't work either. Here then. Alright, now we're preferring to draw off the inside of the belt that goes to the outside. So these inserters will have priority over what these guys output. And this should start filling up with 100 steel. And then it will basically stop producing. That's the idea. And then we'll use a lot less molten iron to make steel. Basically none. Okay, this guy's already backing up as well. Throw some steel in there because I have too much. So our engine production was quite low. We should see that going up again, and with that blue science production as well. It will take a while though, we'll see how it goes. So that means these guys should be working more continuously now. Looks like they are kinda working continuously-ish. Alright, so that should be okay. I think, yeah, let's go for the mining drills on stone then. Do we use rare ones? I have 44 of them. I think I will use them. As I said, stone is probably going to be the most limiting factor on Nauvis, and we're producing all military science on Nauvis. And there is a lot of military tech, like captivity for 1 million, the railgun for 2 million, which is not included in the prerequisites but is kinda required to get to the edge of the solar system. That's 2 million military science. We've got artillery for 1.5 million, and I think that's like the rocket turret for 1 million as well. So that's a lot of military science packs which we need to make. Alright, so what kind of setup am I gonna build? I think we're gonna use the cheap one, the same one which we used on coal. It basically makes 2 red belts out of 3 mining drills per side with some beacons in the middle. Let's see how that fits. Cheap and modular, that's the one. Where are the stone patches? Can I even get that on there? Oh yeah, we can easily get 2 red belts out of this guy for a while. I think we'll take some normal mining drills as well. We'll place this like as the center, and then we'll just place normal quality mining drills around the edge, which will mine up the extra stone, and if a center core miner runs out, we will basically just sideload regular mining drill stone onto the belts. So this is 9 beacons a pop with 10 speed modules and 32 efficiency modules. We need 4 red belts basically. So let's see how many speed modules do I even have left here. Oh, plenty. Let's take 10 sets then. 10 sets is 100 beacons. 100 modules. I guess 320 of the cheaper efficiency ones. We need a bunch of normal mining drills, which I have not sent down to the planet yet, I think. Or did I? We're on the way to Nauvis. So we need to drop some of the regular quality drills. Finally, I'm going to be using those. Should I use uncommon drills? Maybe I should use uncommon drills. They are not that uncommon. I got 180 on Fulgora. I don't need them on Vulcanus. I'll probably try to use rares as well. So yeah, let's try to use uncommons. We'll send down a couple stacks. Let's first watch the ship arrive. I think the planet should come in from the front here. Okay, there we go. And we're here. Why is it on Fulgora? Are we getting stuff launched up? No, we are not. We should have the calcite on board. I think we no longer have any blue chips or low densities on board. We are getting the rocket fuel. Strange though. Probably messed something up with the schedule myself. I probably interfered in some way. Okay, so we are going to use a lot of these modules, so I suppose we're sending down... Let's send down all of those. And like a couple stacks of drills. We are gonna fly this thing away to Fulgora pretty soon. I think we'll add another stop to the list here. We want to make a in-between stop every time. So we fly from... once we run out of calcite, we need to fly to Vulcanus to pick up calcite. But then on the way to Fulgora, where we pick up blue chips and low density structures, we first want to go back to Nauvis. I think we'll do all requests satisfied here. So we'll wait until we have the rocket fuel on board. We can already offload some of the calcite, because as you see, we immediately dropped 3000 calcite. Once we got this, we can then fly on to Fulgora until we have this on board. And then we'll fly back to Nauvis. Wait for calcite to run out. This can then theoretically go, but we'll just leave it in there. So that's going to be the cycle then. So once we have the rocket fuel on board, it's going to leave for Fulgora to pick up our stuff. Let me check if we're not flying too fast. We shouldn't break the speed limit. 15 kilometers a second seems like a good speed. Alright, the belts should be in place. We can just use the yellow belts, which are in place already. We don't need to change anything. We just want to change the source, like the mining drills. Just take a couple undergrounds. Splitters and outer splitters. We're gonna need some red splitters. But we have plenty yellow ones, I think. Yeah, we do. Cannot even keep up. Are the green chips? for now we're still fine. We're not using that much calcite at the moment. 130 a minute. Let's look at the... Iron pipes are still not full. Steel is idle though. Okay, we are producing 800 engines a minute again though, so it did work. We went up from 300 to 800 engines because of that steel influx. That means blue science should be up there again as well. Yeah, blue science production is starting to resume at the normal rate of 907 a minute or something like that. Right, so that's good, that's good. That means it worked. Right. Where do we go first? Let's first go out to the furthest mine. That's gotta be the easiest one. Forgot to pick up the... Forgot to pick up the drills. Oh god. Fortunately it's not such a large base and walking back isn't any trouble at all. F? Are we F'ing? Oh, we had a big gap there. Are we F? Reload YouTube and it started working again. Alright, if it resumed on the same tab, then I'm fine with it, I suppose. I did have a mega break in upload speed there. I hope that's not going to be a recurring theme today. We've had pretty good streams in terms of stability the last little bit. Right, we need these and those. It's literally what we set out for. Alright, that's all there is in there. Let's make a save then. We'll go replace stone miners. Ideally I would like to replace the iron miners first. I do think though that it is more important to get the limited stone supply up to more longevity than it is to try to get enough iron to keep science going at the moment. Because we are producing military science no matter if we are using it or not. Military science production should be going always. 41k left, we're almost done with this tech. So that is just going to keep building up afterwards again. Looks like we're switching back to Gleba, researching Gleba after this. Alright, so the stone brick belts are not full. Which means the regular mining drills cannot even keep up anymore. Alright, so here's the first one. I've already overshot it again. Yeah, we need to go to the right. I'm so good at this game. Just want to show off how easy it is to walk through my wall now. I don't know if that's something to brag about, that it's easy to cross your wall. It shouldn't be easy, but it is. Alright, yeah, so these, the former iron smelteries are empty now. And the ore is patiently waiting to be brought back into the base. But we will first also replace the iron mining drills before we allow that. This used to be pipes and gears for engines over here. I'm going the wrong way again. I should pay some attention perhaps to what I'm doing. That might help that I actually can do what I want to do if I paid some attention to what I'm doing. Right, I suppose I'll save here instead of at the base for editing Mike. So we got 30 drills here, most of them run out, not being able to make 2 belts of stone anymore. I think we just have to completely and utterly just pick this up. going to keep the radar here, so I don't forget to place it. There's hardly any stone on here. 3 more belts hidden in the forest. Alright. We'll try to get that blueprint on here. I need to like visualize where the ore is. So that's the edges. Okay, and this is the northern edge. Okay, so that's all that, that's the complete width that my drills have to cover in order to mine all the stone that is left in the patch. Let's grab the cheap and modular blueprint. It does appear I can place my mining drills in such a way that all that ore is covered by just this drill. Then the question is, I probably should put it as much to the left as possible. So something like that. Looks pretty okay. Yeah, that is centralized decently, I suppose. So that's drill 1. My drills are in here. I'm supposed to pick them up now. Alright, so pretty cheap. We just use a couple expensive speed modules. All the efficiency modules are of the uncommon variant, even the efficiency modules in here. So this is not an expensive setup to build. Expensive basically now means how many rare quality tier 2 modules are we using. I suppose also a little bit how many rare mining drills are we using, because those are not infinite either. In fact, maybe I should not try to get a full belt out of here. This is gonna mine up everything anyway. Can I... just 2 mining drills for the entire thing. Alright, I suppose. This is a tiny patch, only 266k left. So I'll make an exception for this one. Yeah, I think we also need a little... we need to minimize a little bit the amount of drills we're using. Instead, then we can use one of those one-to-one balancers. So we use the same amount of stuff from the left and the right side, no matter what we are doing, and then just put it back onto the yellow belts. Switch it on. That's not going to be full, but that's fine. Right, so now we just doubled the stone from 266k in the ground. It already was higher than that. It was 400k. Now it's going to produce 800k stone before running out. That's double of what it was previously. Now we just need to do that for the other 5 mines as well. The other 4 mines as well. Yeah, Spidertron does not pathfind, it just goes in a straight line. There's just stone. Let's see how much stone is on the belt. I'm only mining with 2 drills. Probably not too much. There's actually 20 a second. I forgot about that, yeah. So it was The 6 mining drill setup can produce 2 red belts worth of stone. This produces produces 2/3 of a red belt of stone, so we actually are mining way more dense than that we were with the Nauvis mining drills. So upgrade, I suppose. This is gonna remain the backup patch, so I probably don't need to... It also sucks to upgrade this one because there's a bunch of Johnnies around there. I think we'll focus on getting the active ones up first. Looks like the big mining drills are gonna produce way more ore for a long time before we will be using the backup patch again. Yeah, we're using this one. Why is this only half loaded? I think that's because of the biters it was, I think. I think we can afford 2 full belts there. It's gonna be 2 red belts even. The new setup should produce hardly any pollution, to be honest. The beacons don't do anything, the miners are minimized. Not quite, they're at minus 78% instead of minus 80%, but it's practically minimized. 8 pollution a minute times 2, 16 pollution a minute. That's the equivalent of 8 minimum production Nauvis mining drills. And it's doing the work of a lot more than that. These are mine 8.6 resources a second compared to like 0.6 for the Nauvis one, so order of magnitude amount more. Right, I suppose mine 2. Is this going to be more streamlined? It might be. Let's just first get rid of the drills. So we don't get all the stone in our inventory. Does that need a reroute? Kinda no. Do I find out where the furthest ore is again? I think I do. That's over here. Looks to be over here. Looks to be over here. It's kinda not clear. Looks to be over here. I don't think that fits under my blueprint. Okay, there's explosives too. We are switching now to Gleba again. We should be going for a while off of the buffered blue signs now. In the meantime, we have been producing blue signs and we've got 63k. So we probably can research like another 200k or something. It will take a little bit of time to go back up to 2k SPM. We will be getting there, I think. Looks like we will be getting there. Just a different timing. And all the labs need to get filled up again. Starts going up again. Alright. That's good. Okay, if we put it in this orientation, we kinda can get the complete coverage. Without needing to place extra drills, maybe I was too early in sending down the extra drills. Okay, that looks more balanced. We cannot mine 684 stone here. I guess that's where one of these comes in. It's just a temporary one then. Alright. Suppose technically we can just lift this drill up like one tile. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So it will still be affected by the beacons. That is patch number 2. And then it just needs to go somewhere else. And that will be 2 red belts of ore for a while. Do I want 2 red belts of ore? Yes, I think I do. Ah, sure, I should not really mess with systems which I don't remember why I designed it in a specific way anymore. Alright, that should be 2. Why no artillery? We don't have it yet. We don't have it yet. Maybe I should put the power lines in the blueprint. I designed the blueprint in editor mode with like global power network enabled, so forgot to put the power lines in. Looks like we can just do this. Super cheap and everything is powered. There was a raider in here as well. Alright. That should make 2 compressed belts. Thus, looks like we are upgrading belts to red then. I did not bring the belts for that. Use the upgrade planner really, not miss anything. I think we have enough to do this one. The other one side, I think we can still pull it off. We can draw 2 red bells off of this patch and disable the other patch for now, and then this will. We'll just divide it over the 4 yellow belts here. But this side does need to be upgraded, since the other patch is not doing a lot of work anymore. Why not rush artillery? 1.5 million yellow signs says we don't rush artillery. We are rushing artillery. But small demolishers are very easy to kill with poison capsules, and that is the strategy I'm going to use for the small ones. I think the medium ones are still very easy to kill with gun turrets, though a bit more annoying to prepare, a bit more intensive to prepare. But even at my damage level, I think I can take out medium demolishers. 300 belts left, but we have arrived. Alright, that's good. We're doing belt weaving here, so we got to do something about that. Basically, what we have now is 3 red belts incoming. Oh, there is more? Ah no, this is our new mine. The 200k mine. That's the top belt. This was the backup mine, which should basically stop working. Alright, then I don't need to care about that. It can go completely. We don't need no backup mine anymore. Nor do we need weird splitters. Alright, so we got 2 yellow belts and 2 red belts incoming. Yes, I'm still hand building all the 4x4 splitters. 4x4 splitters are just easy enough to keep on hand building. Wait, something is off on this one. There we go. Alright, now we want to prioritize the... Do we want to prioritize anything? Yes, we want to prioritize this side, I think. So we can pick up the mining drills again once it runs out. 2 red belts should be enough for a while. So if we want to prioritize these 2 belts, this splitter needs to input priority from the top, as well as this one. Now these flow uninterrupted. I could stop those if I did it the other way. Let's test it. Because this is all the stone we need. Yeah, this stops immediately. So now we are prioritizing the bottom 2 belts. So let's do the other one. We'll leave that disconnected for now. We don't need to do all the stone mines. Just need to make sure we've got 2 red belts incoming for now. Probably I don't want to lock up all my big mining drills for like backup stone patches that are not going to be used in 20 hours time. So we'll call that good. That means we'll only need to do 1 more stone mine and we're done. $500k, 400k. It's gonna last a while. It's the best zone for Space Age. It's the Gleba Hero zone, I think. Yeah, Gleba 1 Hero. It is a great track, yeah. It's very... It's very one of the tracks of all time, I suppose. This is a richer patch still. Don't want to lose all information what we were doing here. This is just gonna get disconnected now, so I don't really care. Let's get rid of it. Alright, 2.5 million is left here. The one we just did has only 1.2 million. I got saved here. Power network still goes around like this. Through the wall is good I did this, man. The power network through the wall thing. So this is probably the richest patch we have left. Maybe the backup patch is even richer. No, that has 2.0 million. Then we've got this biter base map. 1 million. That is gonna go into disuse, I think. I can set this up for 4 red bells, easy man. Okay, visible. What is visible is the the outermost stuff. So that's a pretty sweet configuration. We'll move it to the side a bit. Yeah, I should keep to my strategy of just putting this on the richest part of the ore. Something like this, I suppose. 1 million, 1 million. This is 500k. That's a problem. Let's bring it to the front. $1,900k, 600k. Alright, and my backup plan then basically was putting these drills to mine up the rest of the ore, which these cannot reach. And when this guy runs out, which will be the first one, 600k, we just will basically sideload the main red belt with the extra ore and call it good. Yeah, I think that's a decent strategy. Let's just leave those there. Let's patch 3. Alright, then this is not covered. $71k. Okay, that covers the entire patch over here. So what I do want to do then is basically sideload it. This is not gonna go nearly as fast, only 3 per second compared to 10 per second from the mining drills that are over here. If one of these runs out, say if 2 of those run out, I need to mine at 20 a second. So maybe I do want these to be affected by like a single speed beacon, perhaps. I kind of have to power that though to find out. Alright, now it mines 8 per second. That probably means we need stronger modules in there. Where is it? Yeah, pollution 80 a minute. Holy smokes, that's a lot of pollution. Might be able to switch these around. Now doing 5 a second. And minus 80%. Alright, so we're back there. Yeah, that is fine. Should not affect anything else, since these 2 beacons only affect those 2. I think then we'll just put another beacon here. Except I want to use a less good speed module. I don't have one though. Should have brought some. It's fine, I suppose. You know what? No, this doesn't need a beacon. This is poor. This is a lot richer. So I think that's alright. So this... The beacon is not powered. I cannot see the stats, man. It's a bit annoying. 5 a second, so I can just do that on the side of a red belt. I'll just secretly load it like so. Alright. Now I'm not tying up too many of my rare drills, and I will be mining all the stone. And there's gonna be 2 red belts of stone. In fact, I will first connect them. And this belt is just gonna stop completely. No! It looks like we are bringing this guy in a bit closer because I'm out of red belts. I suppose the rest of this can be yellow as well after the first splitter. Let's leave it there. I think I will splitter this guy into both of these, but we'll prioritize this mine. So we have a backup mine in the form of this old biter base, which is gonna stay deactivated until this patch runs out completely, which will be a while. Alright. And that is it for all the beacons. That is all of those. And there. Probably there was a raider here as well. Maybe not. Don't have any in my inventory. Alright. There we go. That should be all the stone then. That should be all the stone we need. So nice, a full red belt from 3 mining drills this early in the game. Beacons, man. Beacon big drills, OP. Right, and as we can see, this will basically stop as soon as well, we got compressed red belts, so this is just gonna back up now. And only once this drill runs out, let's simulate that. Now we're not gonna have a full belt, that's gonna get side loaded now. And then these will jump in. That's the plan. Right. I don't think we spent that many rare drills. We spent 6 here. 2 over here, so that's 8. And we did one more patch, didn't we? 8 and another 6, so 14 rare drills. And that should be all the stone for military science. That's gonna be 4 compressed brick belts at some point. Right. That means I'm going to ignore the remaining 2 stone patches for now, since those are both idle. This one should be idle now. Completely, it is. And the backup one over here was just plainly disconnected. I suppose I'll reconnect that as well then. I would rather have that... Do I rather have that stone continues? I'm not sure about that. I do want to get iron up first now though, that's the main priority. Kinda have the same situation. No, we don't. We have this guy coming in as well. So I think I'll just leave this not hooked up for the time being. I could slot it into these. Make it a red belt. One in here, one in here. And have input priority on the straight one. At least then it's connected and military science and science will keep on going. But I probably don't really want to mine this with Norwegian drills anymore. Now though, that is stone sorted. Once this finally reaches the furnaces, the 4 compressed belts, which is probably some distance away still, here's completely empty. Alright, there we go. Then it starts to be full. Once that reaches, we're gonna have 850 military science per minute again. 720 times productivity. This early in the game, 340 hours and count. Basically 340 hours. We're basically 20 minutes into the game, guys. It's 1000 times science cost. 300 hours divided by 1000 is approximately 20 minutes. We got a pretty good starter base going for a 20-minute playthrough, I would say. Yeah, we're doing a lot of artificial limitations to kind of keep the challenge idea going a little. Since it has become... Like the biter thread on Nauvis is gone. It's not completely gone, but even if something happens, we can take care of it now with our laser turrets. More crappy modules. More mining drills, which are obsolete. Oh, I have these in the chest somewhere. Alright. So we got some practice in with stone patches. I think now it's time to fix iron for real. Because the steel is already gone. So we are making steel again. And blue science is dropping a bit again. Alright, I think I'll just throw one more inventory of steel into engines before heading out to mine iron, and then we should be good. After we come back with the iron, all the foundries should switch on and we should be good. Alright. Now we're gonna solve the iron ore deficit by starting to mine any iron ore at all again on Nauvis. We haven't been mining iron ore on Nauvis for 50 hours. But since we are doubling SPM, We should go there now. Which patches am I going to use though? Kinda running this way. These were used for green signs. There's red signs. We probably want to update this one as well to run on the new beacons, which should save a bit of power. Yeah, we got this replacement 2 million patch over here, and we've got this half chopped through the middle patch since we ate up the center first. I think we're gonna hook up these two. That seems the closest by to do. So I suppose let's go do that. We also could do this. This would last forever basically. If we do this patch over here. But that's a lot of belts to upgrade to red. Speaking of red belts, somebody didn't take them. How far in would you be if you didn't have to worry about the achievements? Probably a lot further. That's a bad answer, but I think I'm just going to keep it at that. Probably a lot further. Yeah, we should be okay. Just keeping a bit of space in the inventory. I think iron from space is going to go obsolete. Now that we've got foundries and big mining drills at Nauvis, kind of feels like... Still above Nauvis. Oh, we're already back from Fulgora, I see. Okay, so the ship flew to Fulgora without getting anything destroyed by itself, so that's good. I missed the part where we actually launched up the stuff from Fulgora. Now the question is, do I want to bring down some of those? Got 1.1k low densities and 9.7k blue chips left over here. What do I have on Fulgora? In this logistics network over here. 20k low densities, 18k processing units. I might just send down the low density structures to Nauvis. And I'll just send it back to Fulgora to pick up more low density structures then. That way the amount of low density structures and blue chips on Fulgora available is kind of balanced as well. So let's go back to Fulgora, pick up new low density structures, and I can use the low density structures which have just dropped from the sky to launch up more rocket fuel because I'm running out and I'm not sure I'll be in time with all my stuff. Get everything done. Oh god, what mess is this again? It doesn't really matter. All of this iron needs to go to the base at some point, so... we should not have any trouble with blocked biter base here, it's too far. Replacing iron for big drills. There we have the save game name mess up. It doesn't really care. Time scaling is not 1-to-1. What do you mean time scaling is not 1-to-1? This is my 20-minute starter base and nobody can convince me it's not. There's more copper coming from there as well. I think this is like, this was the quality belt before. Oh, there is still some quality iron on these belts, so I think I just need to grab some iron ore off of here for the moment. Try to get that to pass through there. Yeah, I have not enough inventory space for this. Wait, I don't have smelters anymore. Stop. That should not be a thing. Looks like we just need to pick up all of this, which is a little bit horrible. But we can feed it out later again. So there should not be quality ore behind these splitters. Do I keep the existing iron belts going? It is 4 belts of iron coming into the base, combined with these 6 belts. Combined with like 4 belts from space. I think that should be good enough, 2 belts of iron for now. Maybe I'll want a little bit more. Hey, thanks Jonas for the second one. Slow and steady wins the race, if there are no other competitors. Alright, quality belt goes. We'll just pick it all up. We definitely need to make sure that that quality ore will never get mixed into anything again. Alright, hydrate, cheers. I would have visited the planets much faster than 340 hours if hands clean was not a thing, and if biter expansion was off. Mostly biter expansion probably. Biter expansion being on really is what makes this playthrough so painful. If biter expansion was off, I wouldn't have needed to do 80% of the things I did in the early game. It's not really so much about the hands clean, but the biter expansion is absolutely horrible. I needed to go out and protect all the patches. You can see how. I mean, this is how expansions look everywhere. They could settle right on top of as well, like over here. I would lose my ore patches basically. I did not protect these because those were inaccessible anyway. But the ones I protected in the early game are still all free. Like, probably over here is a good example. There are no expansions anywhere over here. If biter expansion was off, I wouldn't have need to do any of that. Those patches would be free forever. There was no hurry and I wouldn't have needed to do the entire switching off biter expansion kind of cheese with a double wall, which I had to move after the second war. So much time went into dealing with biter expansion. All these chunks we made on the lake to deter biter expansion would not have been necessary. See if we can see the blinking one. I don't see it. Alright. I think there used to be iron ore here, but there's not anymore. This looks like a bit annoying. You can still fit this on here though. I think we'll just plop it. like we're gonna go mostly to the back here. 400k, 300k, 5, 400, 2, that's probably decent. So then we have a little bit left over at the front. And here we kind of need to do the same. 300k, 40k. So we probably want to go to the back. 200, 200, 300, 200, 100 and 100. It's probably the best we can do. That is gonna be 4 belts of iron. Yeah, we do need to upgrade. I think we'll just upgrade this to red belts. Maybe I'm better off replacing dispatched. It's a bit denser in the middle. Oh well. That's going to be iron. Can we get a check to play already? Again, Glabber 1 hero. No. Fulgora 3. I don't know which that is, so let's just keep it there. Alright. Then we grab the lesser quality drill again. That can mine up that entire front part. Actually, we need to mine to here. It's over here. It's only 13k. So that is a backup. Again, it would be good if one module was affecting this drill. And here we got kind of the same situation. So that seems to be okay. Placed good enough. Again, one tile more close by and switching these modules around should do wonders. And there's a little tiny bit of iron up here. Do I care? That's 2k. I don't really want to waste a full miner on that 2k, to be honest. Wait, forgot about that. That's all clean iron, we can just feed it out on the belt as well. I'll just throw one of these on there. It's 2k. And we'll mix that in with priority. I think we can basically just do this. That would be good enough. Alright, that's theoretically 4 belts of iron for a short while. It's gotta go in here. It's all gonna have to get upgraded to red belts then. It's a bit annoying. I need to sideload this onto all the different belts. Let's just bring it out a bit far. Alright. Technically I can just input priority splitter this as well. It is fairly temporary, this, so okay, so the main belts of input priority, these should help out again only at the last resort, except this one that will just go extinct as soon as possible. And then I probably just want to there's going to be the power lines. Not spend good quality resources on this. Then just feed that onto the belt until it's out of there. Okay, good enough. That's probably not blocking anything. That might be blocking something. It's probably not blocking anything. There's my blueprint. I'm too scared to just deconstruct that. Alright, the power line is not blocking anything, right? Looks like no. Alright, good. That's the iron mine then. Suppose now we'll just try to upgrade it to red belts. Get rid of the quality belt. Oh wait, I forgot to power. Small mining drill. We don't have enough belts for this, but I'll get a start. I'll start this and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, that used to be the quality belt. Sure. This is just ending. Alright, this probably was going into here at some point. We just need all that ore to go. Well, let's take a look. Where do we need that ore to go? The ore needs to go on these belts. Plastics is going to come in from the bottom. We probably want to move to the top belts in the chunk. We are on the chunk. This copper is temporarily not moving. Do I want to switch that out then? Oh god, that is going to be annoying. Eventually I'll probably want to switch that out. But 1, 2, 3, 4. These belts are now all the way empty, right? Where is this going? Okay, that goes into this giant splitter mess over here. This is, I'm just going to have to disconnect all of that. That's just how it is. I'll keep it on these belts for now. We'll input priority from where we're mining now with the big drills. This is probably just gonna come from here. Just gonna see where this goes. We'll just hijack these belts. Whatever is on these belts in the future, we'll just hijack it. I upgraded some belts which didn't need upgrading there. 4 belt wide array. I'm gonna be missing belts like this. All these belts are just ending anyway now, so it cannot really go wrong. It could go wrong though. We could enter some like splitter mess down there. Something is off. I'm doing the wrong belts. I'm not doing the wrong belts. Still just straight on stuff. Out of red undergrounds. Right, we'll have to walk back over this belt anyway. I think I'll just want to stop that here for now. Let's go grab red belts. Remember to change the map text to red belts. Yeah, I might need to do that. To ensure correct belt speed. Alright. Running out of space. I'm using up way too many undergrounds, like the way I'm doing this right now. It's fine. It's fine. Science is taking a hit now because of blue science not keeping up because of the iron thing. But we're bringing it in. Soon gonna be solved. Just need to find a way to prioritize iron from space still while we still have it. So many unnecessary undergrounds here. I can get rid of the... I don't need to keep the trees anymore. They have done their function. We've got vital zoos now to absorb the pollution. Some dead trees are no longer gonna help us much. Alright. No longer. This is obsolete. I would like to go on these... I don't want to go on the top belts, do I? Plastics is gonna come here. Plastics should go eventually on the top belts and the iron below it. Where's the chunk border here though? Alright, we're already over the chunk border. We can be over the chunk border here. It does not really matter. Because there's a biter base there and there's stuff here. So all of these chunks are gonna be bad anyway. This because of the biter base. And then this because of the belts and this chunk over here. So we can go here. Let's go there. We'll start putting stuff on the correct horizontal. This needs to move down then. Can wait a bit. We can bring iron over here. There's iron on these belts anyway. We're gonna deconstruct that though. I have no idea where it is still connected to. Doing this with a full inventory is a little bit meh. All right. I think I'll just plow my way through this forest though. I could do like regular undergrounds. Something like that. That is not too much effort. No more iron is coming from here. I've been here. That's not true. Let's just get rid of this as well. These are my 4 belts. One, 3, 4 underground belts. old quality belt, I suppose. I'll go. Okay, I overshot it a little there. I want a nice looking corner. Maybe we'll bump into the cliff over here or something. We do need to connect the copper. Is this already... No, it's not connected yet. Small F? Yeah, small F. Looks like that won't do anything though. Don't do anything disastrous. YouTube's still up. We'll probably have uptime reset again. Ah no, looks like no. Looks like we're okay. We did have a reset though. I started earlier than 13:30. Looks like we already had a reset. Alright, so once I switch this on, we should be able to see how the mine works. All of these mining drills are mining. This one is actually not. I suppose it's fine, it will run out eventually. We don't need to pick it up soon. These are idle as they should be. Okay, so all is good. That's going to be the first 4 belt iron ore. Coming into the base, we can actually extract way more ore per second from each patch now with those beacon setups. That is just four red belts of iron ore. I could get like 4 yellow belts of iron off of this when the patch was in its original state. So now it's almost depleted and I'm mining twice the ore of the same patch. That's pretty nice. Sure, we got 4 belts coming in. We got 4 belts coming in here. And we just have to space it out a bit better then. This is no longer applicable then. We just need input priority on iron from space, I would imagine. And the new iron is just going to come in over here. Could be these 4 belts then. Bit hard to get that to fit properly. Alright, so these 4 bells. Let's mark them. And that's pretty misaligned, but I'm gonna accept that for now. Right, and that should solve all of our iron problems. This thing is almost empty as well. Iron stocks are horrible. Iron tank is empty. Our science a minute is okay, actually. But it could be better. I mean, it's okay because of this. It's feeding out most of the science. I don't know why production is so swingy. Anyway, let's connect it. Iron problems solved. I'm pretty sure, at least. Now we're gonna get the copper problems, I suppose. That's how it goes. Once you got enough iron, then suddenly you don't have enough copper. How is power? I'm scared to look even. That is looking a lot better. It should not do much for power though. Most of my power comes from the beacons. The machines all are minimum anyway. What? Okay, power is off now. Accumulator is full. Accumulators are not full. Looks like nothing out of the ordinary, really. Did use up some coal. We'll see. We'll see how power does. But we might need to install that solar field sooner rather than later. But I'd rather install it later. As long as I can get away with it, I want to work towards getting a real 2K SPM up as soon as possible, because we are out of things to research, really. Not out of things to research, but we're out of things to alternate with. So we're gonna drop down to 1K SPM again as soon as we run out of buffered blue signs. Not sure I want to be researching physical damage 3 just yet. It doesn't really seem necessary at the moment. I don't have any ships flying with guns. The Spacey, the McZipTide Deluxe has made one flight to pick me up in Volgora, and then I ignored the ship. And it has been sitting here ever since. We haven't used it once. I'll probably... No, this ship is obsolete, man. It's obsolete from the moment it... we decided to go big on the laser slab thing. Right. So I wonder if the tank is already filling up. It's already full. Alright, we have enough iron now. We have enough iron now. We officially have enough iron. Molten iron production and consumption just spiked. This was just from space, and now we are mining. Finally we're mining from Nauvis again after 50 hours of purely running on iron from space. It was great to make sure we got off of the planet, but looks like soon we won't be needing that anymore. Steam will max out. It's kind of hard to get an accurate view of how much power we're actually using. It does not seem we were charging. I think we should see this sawtooth at the same level. It's not going to charge to full. We're only putting steam power in there at 40 gigajoules, and then it's immediately caught. I think we still have quite a kind of a buffer. As long as this backs up again as long as the fuel backs up every day, we're going to be alright. Because in the worst case, this is just going to produce like, what is solid fuel again? 12 megajoules times 15. That's 180 megawatts continuously from steam power. And it's not running continuously, so we should be okay. We should be okay still. I'm gonna keep telling myself that. Right, that is the first two important things done. Stone is running. Basically all the resources that we are consuming on Nauvis are now coming from rare drills. Suppose the next thing is changing out copper. The new design as well. And we're gonna need to mine 2 red belts of copper. I probably want to set up this patch as well, because this patch is not gonna last very long. 900 or 400k, so it's probably gonna run out fairly soon. How many red belts of iron is the base running now? It was running on like 2 red belts of iron at 1k SPM. 2 or 3 red belts of iron from space. I think it was about 5 yellow belts. That was enough for 1k SPM. Red, green and blue. 5 yellow belts of iron. And less than 2 yellow belts of copper. So now we're kind of doubling that. We have still got like 5 yellow belts of iron from space, and we just added 8 yellow belts. I suppose not really 8. It is 8, but we won't be using those 8. We'll be using like 5 yellow belts from here as well then. But we also need to switch back on rocket part production. And maybe we also need some iron for a mall or something. I hear it's a popular thing that people build. Malls. But I suppose that needs resources as well, so that kinda sucks. I think we'll do an automatic rebalance here. Should not have done that, because we still need to rebuild copper. We're gonna get enough modules on us though to do that. We just need to keep we need to keep some of these extra. That was a mistake. We need to switch off that group. All the modules go away. I think we can get rid of all the oncoming beacons as well. Now we no longer are using those. 40 beacons should be good. A couple stacks of those. No productivity needed at the moment. All red belts? No, we still have more. I think we're just gonna take red belts. We might be upgrading more belts for copper as well. Fill up my entire inventory. In general, we should be okay here. we'll get more yellow belts from... Everything is full, man. Yeah, the bots refuse to pick up my yellow belts, which means I literally have filled up every single yellow belt chest that there is. Okay. So, copper mine next. And then we can start working on improving or like doubling the blue science ingredients, which is going to be a thing. That's probably going to eat my power. We'll see how it goes. But first I need to take a small break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. If you want to get the achievements, modded games achievements are tracked separately from unmodded. No matter which mods you have, a modded game is a set of achievements and an unmodded game is a set of achievements. If you want to enable the music mod, you cannot do that, then the game will be modded. But what you can do is you go into your data folder and you just back up the original music folder and then just copy Space Age tracks into that folder, rename them to some of the tracks on Nauvis, and that way you can play some of your favorite Space Age tracks while being on Nauvis. And you've altered the game files, but the game is not modded then. That is how I did it before I discovered the music playlist extender mod. I just copied a couple tracks and renamed them. So the game would be playing a Novisian track, but actually it was a renamed Space Age track. Yeah, you can make it a bit, you can weave it, use all the space, but then the labs, some of the labs won't line up correctly with the beacons anymore, so you'll need slightly more labs to do the same thing. So it's the question if that actually will save space. What it does do though is mess with people's OCD that not all labs are running at the same speed, so we're not gonna do that. Right, we'll load the game. No AFK progress. I'm not sure how Steam achievements are tracked, since I have not connected my own game to Steam. Yeah, it's the mod is much easier, but if you insist on like if you want to finish your unmodded game achievements, then you cannot use that option, right? So you have to choose the difficult one if you want to do it at all. So many mining patches which have just completely run out. I may build a mall, I've said for the last 20 streams in a row. I may build the mall soon. I'm probably gonna build it next. I will build it probably right after. I don't need it just yet. I can still manage without. That's basically what's been going on. Right, this was when we did not have... We built this when we did not have any Mark II modules at all just yet. But now we do. So this setup, where we mine at... Here we take 4 mining drills to fill a red belt. Now we take 3, and we use less beacons and less expensive modules to do so. So that is going to be the end for copper here. I'm just going to save here. Currently we're not using any of this copper since we're trying to mine out the last copper under our foundries here. How much is left? 65k and 24k, less than 100k to go. By the time we need it, which is when we have yellow signs set up, that will definitely have run out. Alright. We'll just have to see, just plop it like in the richest part of the patch. $600k, 400k, 600k, 1 million. $5.5, 1 million. I still need to move it to the back. 6, 9, 8, 9, 7, 6, 7. This seems roughly optimal for the moment. So let's place it back. This time we can maybe update the blueprint. instance, I did not make any alterations to this one. Why don't they have speed modules? Oh god, I didn't take them. Great stuff. Alright, so we'll have to come back. I'll temporarily throw these in there. Not quite fast enough. So I cannot update the blueprint because then the wrong modules will be in there. Yeah, 8.97 a second. We need over 10 a second to compress a red belt with 3 mining drills. We'll have to come back for that. Do we really? I don't know if we actually need 2 full belts of copper. We might. Let's pick up the old belt on the way as well, if we can. Might not have inventory space to pick up all those extra bells. Bots need their time, so let's give them some. No blue belts yet, no, not yet. I'm planning to get them because Gleba signs. But that is going to be post Vulcanus because I'm going to set up purple signs on Vulcanus because of the insane stone requirement. And we just don't have that amount of stone available on Nauvis. And unlike copper and iron, stone does not get discounted through the Foundries or other buildings much. Whereas the iron and copper and even coal requirements go way down. Coal requirements go way down because of needing much less plastics for stuff like red chips and whatnot. Not sure if the bots are actually doing this faster than I could do it by hand, especially the replacing. They are taking their sweet time. We almost back though. Let's just try to do a section ourselves. I think it's 2 belts. I think this will go way faster. Not sure about the deconstruction though. We can deconstruct almost as fast as the bots can fly, so I don't know. Are they gonna charge like a maniac? Oof. Okay, that was a quick burst. Alright, out of space. Suppose we'll stop deconstructing the quality belt and just upgrade from here on out. Right, the long straight lines we can do ourselves then. Because we won't be missing any... Yikes. It's good I did not auto-delete anything. Even through the forest that automatically gets upgraded. As long as I stay in range. Alright, so here we are. This is copper which comes from this mine over here, which we might hook up later, but there is no need at the moment. We do need to do this. And then it's just a long straight line again for quite a while. Until the end basically. I'm out of red belts though, so we're not gonna have enough. Let's go to the first forest part and then we'll run back to the base. Yeah, the big binding tools looks like it's way easier to fill a red belt, especially with the beacons. Oh no, looks like the moment of the mall is coming ever more close by. I think for now I just want the yellow belts, too many yellow belts. Oh wee. A couple stacks to upgrade. I think that'll do for copper. There's 2k belts and some more. And that's all of my gears. So if I want more gears, we have dropped to 1k SPM now. That means if I want more gears, the postponing continues. I can just feed this into... What am I doing? I'm not that allergic to making a mole. I can 40 gears a second. There's a lot of gears. Alright, so science is prioritized. Maybe it's okay then that we go at 1k SPM for a bit. Then we can just finally start converting everything else into red belts here. Alright, that'll do. There, mall. Finally we build a mall. Can we now move on to doing something more useful than building a mall? That would be nice. Let's go. Alright, we left off over here. Just hold the button and run. Hopefully we'll have enough undergrounds because there is a lot of forest in the way here. Okay, this is where iron goes up. Once we have everything we need running again, we'll eventually lead everything in a nice pattern. But for now, I just want to connect the belts so stuff gets done. Could prepare for that by emptying out. So here, a bunch of stuff is going to come in from this angle, and a bunch is going to come from over there. So if I at least bring in my belts already partially in the right area, that should be very good. You know, that can keep going. That's temporarily input priority from that belt. That is the belt we've been upgrading, but if we cut it out over here, yeah, that should get emptied automatically. Not so much for this though. So it looks like we're plopping down yet another chest of iron ore. These bells, there is nothing on there. Oh, of course, that's exactly on a cliff edge. Why wouldn't it be? Once we have cliff explosives, we might solve that. What this whole thing is doing here, but that can get yeeted as well. Alright. Red bells. Sure, that looks stupid enough. We can work with that. Alright, so copper is flowing fast here. Let's see if it's flowing fast at the source. One belt is just disconnected completely or something. One belt does just not have an underground. If it flows fast at the source, there is no missing belt. Okay, these flow at fast belt speed. If there's a single yellow belt forgotten somewhere in the middle, that would not be the case. So that's good. This has almost completely been eaten, so I don't need to carry that around. Now we are not eating any copper at all. Oh, now we are again, alright. We'll switch back to the inside copper now, which we want to deplete first. But that is copper solved, except we need to go back to put appropriate speed modules in there. I'm gonna do that first because we're gonna forget about that if I don't do it. Reactor cliff explosives. I think it's gonna be easier to get actual cliff explosives for me than to get the reactor ones. I'm here for the good speed modules, at least some of them. Looks like I have actual chests for those. I will grab this though. Should leave some belts behind. Something is not right. We should be prioritizing this. What is going on? Ah, it's a belt speed thing. Yeah, we're drawing 8 belts off of here. That is what's wrong. Okay, if I don't want to draw more than 4 belts, I have to do this. That limits throughput to 4 bells. So if these are backed up, those should always be flowing, and these will never be flowing. Problem is, of course, I cannot bring in more than 4 bells if I need to, so eventually I'll have to place that back, but for now this will do. And only if a belt is not backed up, this will start feeding in. Alright, so something like that then. What's the total belt count now? It's all a bit unclear. We are transferring from 0 belts of iron from Nauvis to basically 0 belts on Nauvis and 5 yellow belts from space. We are changing that to 16 yellow belts from Nauvis and 0 yellow belts from space eventually for yellow signs. And copper is going to go from 2 yellow belts to 16 yellow belts as well. The 16 yellow belts will become 8 red belts at the moment. But those are the numbers. Now we're kind of at a sub-stage where we have 2 red belts of copper and 4 red belts of iron, 3 or 4 red belts of iron, which together should be enough for 2k SPM, red, green, blue, and the little bit of military science that we've got going. Right, these are now running at 10.3. That's alright. Do I also like build the extra mining drills here? That's a probably no. If anything, I should probably just build another one of these. We can do it for the southern part though. We are not gonna be placing more mining drills down here. Just max distance. Just max distance to the front. There's this little bit over there. I probably want to move this up then. That's 215k though, so that's quite a lot. But better that copper keeps running during our absence than if it doesn't. Again, I probably want to come in 1 tile closer. Did not bring cheap efficiency modules this time. The struggles. Okay, we need to do the switcheroo here as well. Minus 80%, alright. So that is 1 backup. That could be the second backup. I think that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Oh hey, Kiwi Boy. Thanks for the raid. Kiwi Boy was my main inspiration to try this run. He's meanwhile started a different run, which is also very interesting. A Desert Dead World with the absolute minimum amount of resources, so all sliders turned down. And he's not doing like cheesy things like flamethrowers, landmines, iron from space, all the stuff we are abusing. So I would say check it out as well. It looks like you're editing that stream as well, right? At least for the time being. I'm switching over to big mining drills on Nauvis now with the beacons and the Mark II modules we've got from Fulgora. So we can produce full red belts with only 3 mining drills, which is nice because those rare mining drills are, you know, rare, kind of. I have failed to bring the modules I needed though. So we're kinda messing about a bit. We can do it with 2 of those, I suppose. And this is what we have, so this is what we'll use. Minus 80% on everything is still important because my power is not quite up there. These do about 5 a second. These do 5 a second. 5.73, so I probably something like that. And then we'll just sideload this on here. Together that should be approximately a red belt of backup capacity. I'm curious, Kiviboy, how is the red ammo, or how is the ammo economy working out on minimum resources? Desert Dead World. It seems very harsh to limit yourself to just bullet damage, especially after medium biters come around with their armor. You might at some point pass into the stage where you need more iron for all the bullets to kill the biters than that you can make. You need more than 100% of the iron you're making for bullets to kill the biters, which are generated in attacks from pollution. Alright, so that is like half of the patch. That will keep going for a bit. We are in the process. We are going to Kiviboy's Nemesis Glebas. Not soon though, not soon, but we're researching it. We're in the process of switching over to 2K SPM. We have 2K SPM red and green already. We've been alternating red and green. Sorry, we've been alternating blue and military technologies to keep researching at 2K SPM, or at least for a while. But we're out of switchable techs now. We could research damage 3. I'm not really sure I need it. So I'm not going to for the moment. We're just slowly gonna research further on Gleba until we've actually got 2K SPM up. We're pretty close now. So far in the stream we've done all the legwork. Changing out the mining drills for the big drills, which generates a ton more resources. We have after the initial Nauvis rebuild, we're now dismantling that, preparing for 2K SPM of also yellow signs. So all of this, 8 red belts of iron and 8 red belts of copper, which I don't have at the moment. This is being fed by 2 red belts, just made to look full, but it looks nice. That is going to be enough for 2K SPM yellow signs in addition to 2K SPM red, green and blue is my hopes and dreams. Ignore this mine in the middle of my foundries. I want to mine up this little bit of copper that is in the way. Our base is a particular shape. Basically we have to stay within the outline of this weird thing, this weird mark, and that has everything to do with the biter expansion chunks. Normally if you build something, everything turns red around that. But if the chunk you're building in does not have an expansion circle, then the neighboring chunks also will not update. And that is basically what is defining the shape of our base. We want to keep as many of these green chunks in our base as possible because we've actually disabled those chunks in our base for biter expansion. So any biter expansions that are trying to happen in any of these green chunks on the lake or in my base will actually not happen. So That is why the base is kind of confined. That was the very quick summary of it. Only crafted a bit of red ammo for the research so far. Alright. Iron from space. We're gonna stop that as well. We don't want to be cheesy on the... that's not true. We want to be cheesy as heck on this run. This run needs to be cheese hard. Right. So mining drills are in. That means iron and copper both should be full now. Yes is full. Yes is full. Science production should be back at the old level. It is not, in fact. Something is wrong. I think what is wrong is red chips, perhaps. No, red chips is fine. Blue science should be at 900. Am I crazy? I think I am crazy. Yeah, I'm just reading the average over here. We should look at this one. So yeah, blue science is back at the old level. That's basically the maximum of blue science. We have had a good run of keeping 1k SPM going. This is like red and green science interwoven with military and blue. Basically, we are in the how is it called? Transgression? No, I don't know. We're transforming from 1k into 2k now, after 250 hours of 1k SPM. That's what we're doing. Alright. So we got the base resources in order now. Iron and copper is flowing into the base at a sufficient rate. I'm not sure coal is, actually. We are only mining one belt of coal. For our plastics, but I suppose we can feed in some additional coal if we need to later. From here or something, or here. I think the first thing we want to do is actually build 2k SPM. We can see if it works with the plastics we've got on the belt buffer, I suppose. So let's rebalance our inventory with the modules and beacons this time. I haven't got a bot mole set up, but I kinda have a bot mole set up. Except there is nothing is being created automatically. But at least we can use the bots to rebalance our inventory automatically. Alright, a little bit of everything. I forgot to place back a radar somewhere. But we have vision, so it's fine. Gotta wait for full nighttime though to see that. Alright then. I think one of the first things we have to do is... what do we have to do to double blue signs? The easiest part which we have to do is doubling sulfur. That's literally going from 3 sulfur plants to 6 sulfur plants, and that should be it. Red chip needs to be doubled, which probably means we need more red chip iron as well. I think this was still situated for the old stuff. You have to do that from the ground up a bit. We want to get rid of this. This is old. Mark 1 module type stuff. Uncommon beacons. We have rare things now. Mark 2 modules that needs to get changed up as well. But technically we should be able to just plop a copy of this down here for now. I guess at some point I want quality. I want productivity, but not quite yet. For now I want to keep on producing quality so I can make more modules and beacons and whatnot. Eventually we're not going to be producing any quality at all for the rest of the run once we switch to full productivity. 96k remaining, so that's decent. How is power? Is power suffering? Power is actually not bad. We have a weird hybrid system going on where we don't have enough solar power. We have 2 times too many accumulators though because of laser combat. I wanted to have that margin of safety. So now we have the situation where we don't charge up the accumulators fully every day. But we're also not depleting below 40% because that's where steam kicks in. Alright, so sulfur doubling, red chip doubling, and engine doubling. The easiest way to double engines, I suppose, is just reusing this blue chip area and just plopping this down on top there. It is the same setup after all, so it should be fairly easy. I think I might go back to either efficiency or quality modules for engines. Not only will that use less power, which we currently don't have yet, but it also will make a bunch of quality engines again, which we then can use for quality electric engines, which we can then use again to make more quality mining drills on Vulcanus, as well as getting more bot frames in rare quality so we can make more bots. I think it's not a bad plan. The productivity is less useful now. I mean, sure, 12% free engines, yoop-de-doo. That isn't really that much if you consider that the Foundries and big mining drills give us a 2000% productivity bonus on our ore. So putting productivity in here becomes a whole lot less important at the moment. 100 hours ago, thanks for the bits. You missed a small detail which will cause some unfortunate consequences in another few hours. Can't wait to see. Oh god, I'm scared now. 100 hours ago I missed a small detail which will cause some unfortunate consequences in another few hours. Okay, I'm paranoid now. I have this doubling of blue signs. I'm not gonna go through the saves. I have no title for this one. What could it be? What could it be? Okay, on Vulcanus. Nothing can go wrong if I am not there to disturb the worms, so no. Fulgora is idle anyway, so no. It has to be something space platform related or Nauvis. Let's go through the platforms. It could be that I'm forcing iron down to the planet. If I'm not going to be using that, that is going to lead to a giant iron ore explosion around my landing pad. But I did not forget about that. That is not something I forgot to do. That is intended. I do that to prioritize that platform over this one. So if I don't need all my iron, the asteroids will back up over here and I can then temporarily feed out more iron than I'm actually gathering from this side. So that's not it. This ship did not do anything. There could be something wrong with this ship. We've gotten the LDSs on board again. We've got the rocket fuel on board. I should bring the LDSs back. I don't think it's anything here either. It has to be something on Nauvis. I'm going to be leaving Nauvis at some point, so I hope that happens before. It's not the Biter Zeus. We did refill the Biter Zeus last stream with repair packs. That is approximately, this is approximately 50 hours worth of repair packs for this Biter Zeus. What else though? What else? I don't think there is anything else. I missed a future troll. That... Okay, if that's true, you properly got me, because I was getting worried. I think there's nothing though. It's nothing. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is fine. Yeah. We've passed the things can go wrong arc of this playthrough, except for the Glabin part. The Glabin part still very much could go wrong, but that's not due in a couple hours just yet. Alright. So the first thing to do then is get blue signs out of here. Which means should we first double red chips perhaps? So we have nowhere to lead that into. We first gotta get blue signs out of here, which means we're gonna have to build up blue signs over here with the beacons. That is gonna be about as large as blue signs, or as green signs. It's temporarily larger than it needs to be. We're waiting for the Mark III assemblers to make this a lot smaller. Eventually it's gonna be this size. That's way smaller, but for now we need all of this to make it fast enough. I think I'm going to invest in making more rare speed modules, so I need less of these machines. So 1.17 a second, currently I've got 28 of those. 30 a second divided by 1.17, how many do I actually need? I need 26, I got 28. If I use the good quality speed modules though, that's gonna go up to 1.34 a second. 1.4 a second. And then I'll need only 22. So I can delete a couple of them. I can do 24 for now. So we don't have any problems with putting it onto the 12s. How much would that be? 24 is up to here. We could get rid of this part over here. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it does mean we are gonna miss the corridor where these resources will be coming in completely if we cut that off right there. Maybe that's not a bad idea. We're gonna need those modules anyway. I think we're just gonna invest in those. Right, this is still on. How many do I still have? I've got all of the ones I've got on. Okay, that is not good. Means we need to make these into more of those, but we don't have much of these either. So I suppose we will have to make some. Okay, these are all halfway. We should not waste that. Alright, that will trigger all the bonuses. It's 2 modules for free. Alright. Now we can safely switch over. We'll make some rare Mark 1s here. Just straight up make them. I'm just trying to keep it organized a bit. Alright, and then we can make those into Mark IIs again. Hey, thanks meme.exe or dot underscore, I think. It's called underscore. That's a strange name for symbol. Thanks for the half years of subscriptions. Famous last words. I don't really know where the stream issues are coming from. Alright, 70, we should get 80 in there. Together with some of those. Alright. So that should produce a whole bunch of those. I think I don't actually need more at the moment. This is all my blue chips. For now. I probably have more on... I don't think I even have more on Fulgora at the moment. It already was pretty dead once we arrived here. We might have a couple, but yeah, not. I think we took all of that last time. We're kind of limited by those, so this is all I can spend. But I think it's going to be enough to completely rebuild Nauvis. Alright, so now we got like decent amount again at least. Sure. So probably should save there, shouldn't I? Productivity bonuses have triggered, so that's good. Not really sure how many beacons it is. We don't need to do the last 4 actually. Let's just put him back for now. So that poor guy editing Mike will not have too much of a hard time. What the heck? What are you doing? Where do you come from? No, you're mine. Hello. No. Get back in my inventory. How the heck did that bot get retasked to over there? Alright. Upgrade to rare speed to shorten stacks. I think that should be clear enough for you, Editing Mike. Editing Mike is not watching the streams. He's mostly reading the notes I write after the stream and reading the save game names to determine what the story is gonna be. Actually, painful. Red Science might not need it, as Red Science is a 5-second recipe instead of a 6-second recipe. So if we upgrade only these, we should be fine. And the last 4 beacons are gonna get deconstructed. Right. Let's delete the input inserters. The last 4 machines. So with the new beacons we should be fast enough here. Alright, this is still in the way though, because these beacons need to come here. In fact, let's just get out of the way for yellow signs already as well, which means we already want to turn something like here at the most. I suppose we're gonna have... Where is this even going? That's the old grenade belt. Grenade and red ammo. Of course this is in the way, because why wouldn't it be? Is this too long if I build it here? Seems fine. I think for now I'm just gonna shove that in here. Let's keep a good amount of space. Not too much though, because there might be like other builds down there later on. We're doing 1k SPM, so one side of the belt is deprioritized. Yes! More yellow belts for in my inventory. Exactly what I was waiting for. More yellow belts. Oil pipe is not in the way. This blue science belt, however, is. Thing though, I can just temporarily do this, right? Get it out of the way. This is going to be a bit expensive though. No, can I just copy? We have a different set of ingredients. We have 3 different ingredients. It should be very slow though. This is going to be the full speed, 0.7 a second. Actually, we need 0.89 red chip a second here. We need 3 inserters worth of inputs. We have 2 of these. I think that'll do. So I think I can just copy the green chip setup here. Oh, we have to move the center out. Actually, the center is no longer very centralized. Let's first do that. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, there is one solution to this which is a bit here, but might be the way I'm gonna do that. Alright. I want this section, and it should be pasted over. Let's go symmetric on this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Copy it up to here. It's gonna help if I temporarily stop producing signs. This does not affect my SPM in the slightest, because blue signs is the bottleneck and blue signs is just gonna build up again. Even if I stop producing red and green signs. In the meantime, I thought I was gonna do this, but then I need my inventory. I'm gonna copy the green sign setup. Need a bit of space in my inventory for this. We don't use foundries, EM plants, recyclers, mining drills. Sure. Alright, this thing needs to move over here. At least this entire area needs to get deconstructed then. Flop. And hopefully the power lines will snap into place correctly as well then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should fit in here then. It does. I think that actually was the best way to do it. Power grid okay. Oh, that was not bad. I thought that would not go so well. And switch it back on. Right. Eventually I'll have to craft... We'll see about that. I might have to research the stack size upgrade, but I still refuse to... I can still refuse to make fast inserters, even if I have to research them to get the initial hand size upgrade. Alright. Now we can copy this. Twice. Perhaps a mod that... No, this is a default settings playthrough, so I'm not going to introduce anything that changes like recipes or prerequisites, because if you start doing that, then where is the end? Missing like a couple inserters and some underground belts, that's not bad. Let's grab those, then we'll switch it over to blue. The main question is if we switch this over to blue. Here we need the 1.18 belt, 1.18 inserter. We've got 2 inserters of rare quality. They can do about 1.4 items a second, I think. And here one inserter is responsible for red chips and the other one for engines and sulfur. So the input speed should be okay. And the output speed should be good as well. We don't even need to do this technically, since we've got 2 lines for blue signs, since blue signs is so slow. We are using a bit more power at the moment, I suppose, because we switched the beacons on, but this new setup actually might use less power than the unbeaconed one over here. Let's have a quick check over here. So one of these machines consumes 200 and... do we do the idle draw? Yes, we do. 275 kilowatts. 275 kilowatts times 150. So this is doing 41.25 megawatt for 900 SPM. Let's compare that to the new one. For the new one, I'll count all the beacons, even though we are sharing them for green signs. 81 beacons. Those are 320 kilowatts each with the rare quality. So 480 normally, but with rare quality they go down to 320. And then the assemblers are doing 1.3 megawatts each. And that is not significant digit enough to include the kilowatt idle. We've got 48 of those. So 48 and 81. How is that 81? There is something there. Ah, because it's 3 lines. Alright, so 48 times 1.3 megawatts plus 81 times 320 kilowatts. So it looks like the new setup is going to do 88 megawatts. It's actually not too bad, considering that this is twice the SPM for twice the power. But we're also sharing these beacons with green signs, and we're sharing these beacons with yellow signs in the future. So it's actually, I think, one could make an argument that this per sign spec produced is going to be less energy intensive than the old setup without beacons. But at the moment we cannot make that argument, because at the moment we've got all the new beacons up consuming 320 kilowatts for no reason at all, because they are not supporting any machinery, while the old energy intense assemblers are all running. So we got to switch that over. Is that hard or is that easy? It might be easy. Gonna need some more belt stuff. First, let's have a look. I think the outputs are fine. It's already on the correct belt. Yeah, we literally just need to fork in the inputs. I think we're just gonna have 4 belts incoming. 2 with red chips and 1 with engines, 1 with sulfur. We produce 1 red belt of blue science packs, so we're gonna need less than 1 belt of engines because of the productivity. So that should all fit. 4 belts coming in. I think we'll first work on bringing the resources over here. For this moment we can actually bring in just 1 belt of each, because that's what we have. That should do it. We'll switch it on ourselves. More red belts. Let's do one of the this. Now we're gonna do belt stuff, not building stuff, so we can get rid of all the beacons and the modules for this part of the session. Alright. Then I can carry some more red belts. Ooh, which we are making. Look at that, man. That is a lot of red belts. Suppose we might need some more underground still. Did you use any mods for the map? All my mods are non-game altering. Thanks, Jonas. So it's basically default settings. I don't even use anything like even distribution, which makes combat easier, for example. It's not really it's not even quality of life, it's more quality of stream kind of mods which I have. Alright, so now we need to just temporarily stop producing signs here and start producing signs elsewhere. It's a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Oh god, this is not gonna be nice. kind of want this to... If I want the least amount of stuff remaining on the belts, I first have to cut off red chips. We do want to feed out those still, so we need to pick this up after. Alright. We can literally do this, I suppose. Doesn't really matter what we use up first, I think. It's all temporary stuff. Let me just get out here with the red chips. And go somewhere with it. Then let's collect the engines. We are no longer needing those. Those come in from here. This is a big giant mess. Because somebody thought it would be fun to make it into a big giant mess. Temporary, Mike. Temporary. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Red belt of engines. Sure. Then go here. Red belt of engines, and then the... That is not correct. It needs to be half a red belt of engines. We need to meet it up with sulfur now. That's a little bit annoying. A little bit of an oopsie. Really? Half a belt of engines? Yeah, half belt of engines. That should be good. Please fit in my inventory. Alright, nice. So far, I can show it in here. There's some engines in there still. Sulfur. Does not really matter how we stack that up. This can go. Not this. We gotta keep it mostly intact because we are going to use reuse this for engines after all. Alright. That should be half of the resources for blue signs. Now we just need to bring it there. I have no idea where to build it. I suppose we'll just go up north. Same for red chips. Go up north. That blue science belt is gonna dry up now. Because we're no longer feeding it. Okay, this might be a little bit less temporary than I think, so let's not block the part of the other science pots, other science packs. Why haven't I been doing this? That's a great question. Okay, that should be... That is blue science reconnected. So probably if we look now, blue science is gonna drop. It has dropped to 0. No more blue science is being made in the old area. That's great. That means we're finally not using over 500 megawatts of power most of the time. I'm just gonna cheat by throwing some sulfur in here so I don't have that in my inventory. That is the new blue science. That should go pretty fast. That's a pretty fast speed for blue science in an early game situation like this one. Belt weaving for the win. I think blue science should actually go up a little bit because now we've finally switched to the rare quality productivity modules instead of rare quality Mark 1s. We had the strange situation where red and green science were running off of rare productivity modules Mark II, but blue science all this time was running off of rare productivity module Mark 1. a bit the opposite world. Okay, science should... Science did take a hit, but it should revive pretty quickly again. Probably just drop these science packs in the last assemblers. Right. That is blue science reconnected. Step 1. Step 1 is done. Step 2 is going to be make space. Make space for the new belts. Alright, now we just gotta double the ingredients. Now red and blue science is moved out of the way. Don't really need to do anything. I think we should have plenty of space in here now again. I don't want to fully rebalance my inventory. Do these go anywhere? I don't think so. Right, we're not busy with mining drills. I'm just gonna put a stack and a stack in my trash slots, and the rest is just gonna sit in the chest over here. Also not really building any foundries at the moment. We might be building foundries soon, so let's keep everything on us. The question is this a proper rebuild or is this a temporary rebuild? I think it's temporary. We're gonna want to prod mod red chips eventually, but quality is kind of working out for me at the moment. Also, we still have 95k red chips to eat up. Probably maybe I should keep some available for myself. This is not producing enough red chips, I don't think. can have a look how many we are producing out of here. Oh, we might be producing enough. 823 a minute. That might be enough. How many do we need? We want 1800 SPM, but there is 1.5 red chip per science pack. Okay, no, we're definitely not producing enough then. We want 2700, but divided by 1.18 for the productivity bonus, we should be producing about 2300. So if we double this, we only get to 1600 something. We had a lapse in production. We should put the 1 minute thing. Okay, we might be there actually. If we are producing 2k a minute, 1200 a minute, we should be okay. Yeah, with 1200 a minute, we should be okay. I think blue science production is higher than 900 at the moment. It's all flickering for first place. That means we are doing 1800 SPM from all of those. But that's not true. That's not true at all. But we can see that science is higher now with the productivity modules. At least that is something. There's pre-productivity module. And this post Mark II productivity module. At a higher level right now. I'm gonna gamble on that this is gonna be good enough. I'm just gonna double this and see where it leads. I think I'm gonna double red chips before doubling engines, because that looks like a disaster. And I don't want to deal with it. We're gonna do this the reversed way, so we'll just copy this. I'm not even gonna move it out of the way for anything just yet. The question is, do I do yellow science? If I do yellow science on Nauvis, Yellow C first or Vulk C first? That is the question. Are we gonna go to Vulcanus before or after doing yellow science on Nauvis? I had a look at the text last stream already. There is some quality text which we could get, like Power Armor Mark II, as well as Military 4 as a preparation for artillery. There is bot speed, which would be very welcome. 2 levels of bot speed. So all the personal building takes less long. That's another 400k. Here's the bot speed, 150 and 250, so that's 400k. That's the Mark II battery. All of those things are nice to have and could keep the base occupied with yellow science before I head out to Vulcanus. Because once we're on Vulcanus, it's not going to be a one-day ordeal this time. We're going to first need to fight some demolishers. Before that even, we need to inventorize the resources. Fight some demolishers, then we need to set up the entire metallurgic science pack. And then, with all the stone byproducts, we're going to set up purple science as well. Because that is where all the stone for purple science is going to come from. It's from the byproducts, from lava, from both metallurgic science pack and purple science itself. That's going to produce a lot of byproduct. And we need a ton of stone for the rails and the electric furnaces. So we kind of have to set those up in tandem, at least the way I planned it. So we will be away for a while. The thing is though, for the lava making stuff and the mining drills, which bring in all the coal, sulfuric acid and tungsten. But it is quite modest compared to some of the other science packs, that is for sure. Purple science not so much though. Purple science is probably going to be a pain. I did not even look at that just yet. I lost audio. Audio rip. I'm gonna quickly restart the stream and see if that solves stuff. I think if I'm fast, YouTube should stay on the same page. Yeah, this is a weird Twitch kind of thing, which sometimes happens. Alright, I'm gonna assume YouTube is gonna stay the same. If it doesn't, just click my channel and you should, probably the first video you see should be me live. But I think it's gonna be the same one, so just give me a second. I think I remember how to do it.